Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I have for you sort of a quick post-narrated battle I had a few days ago in the NU tier with a team that I've been sort of playing around with for a while, putting things in, taking things out, really eager to session with it because I think it's actually a really good team with some really fun stuff. What we've got basically is this attacking core that I really wanted to use of Life Orb Roselia and Banded Granbull. Both hit like a truck. Roselia is hugely underrated as an offensive threat with, I think it's got base 100 special attack. I'm a big fan of Specs Roserade, but I didn't want to be locking myself in with my two main attackers, so I went with the Life Orb Roselia, Banded Granbull. What we've also got is a specially defensive Mega-Camerupt, physically defensive Quagsire, along with a physically defensive Armaldo. That's the whole defensive thing going on there. We've also got a Life Orbed Lipard, which is a really nice scout. It's devilishly quick, and it does of course have the option of those nice prankster moves. We've got one on there, and that move is Encore. Now, looking at my opponent's team, Encore is going to be very useful because he's got Tropius, he's got Probopass, and he's got Togetic. Now, Tropius likes to do sub-seeding shenanigans with the Harvest, so an Encore will be very useful against that. But I've gone over a team enough. Let's get into the game. Now, I figured he would probably want to get his rocks up early because, you know, it's always nice to get rocks up. So, I went with Lipard, I think? I think I went with Lipard. Anyway, let's get into the battle and see how things played out. I do indeed go with Lipard. In comes Probopass, and I just want to get a knockoff on this thing, get rid of whatever item it has. It is leftovers. And he gets up the rocks, but always a bad idea to set up on Lipard because it can pack Encore, and that is the move I have to abuse Prankster with. So, knowing he's going to switch out, I go for a U-turn here, knowing that I can get that slow initiative, go into something to take on this Kangaskhan, and it happens to be Granbull, get the Intimidate on, and I'm actually going to use Granbull here as a pivot, go into my defensive Armaldo to take any hit this Kangaskhan wants to go for. He goes for a fake out, and after leftovers that is doing -1% to me. I actually gain health. Kangaskhan is going to switch out, he's going to go into the Aurorus as I get my rocks up. Now, nothing really wants to take this Aurorus' hit, as you will see here. He goes for the big Hyper Voice and just one-shots my Armaldo. So, going to go into my specially defensive wall, Mega-Camerupt, and look how much damage he does with the Hyper Voice. It's ridiculous how powerful this thing is. So I'm thinking it's Specs. I'm going to go for the Earth Power and not take it out. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm thinking this Aurorus is Specs. I can't afford to take a chance of being Scarfed though. Have to go into Lipard, go for the Sucker Punch. No messing around with Aurorus because that thing could destroy me. But thankfully it's down. In comes the Togetic. I instantly think knock off because Togetic is a bulky sumbitch. And I do that, away goes the Evolite, he goes for the Defog. However, once again, I can Encore him into this. So he's forced once again to go for that Defog, and therefore I know he has to switch out. So, once again, I can go for the U-turn, get initiative on this Probopass. So for that, I'm going to go into my Granbull, big banded Granbull, pretty sure I can outspeed this thing, just straight take it out with an Earthquake. So, in comes the Tropius. I don't want any of this action. Gotta go into something that I can threaten it with, which is Roselia, but it turns out he happens to be the offensive Dragon Dance set, which I was not expecting. So, plan B, abort the mission with Roselia, go into Granbull, get the Intimidate. Earthquake not doing a huge amount, it isn't stab, but he can go for another Dragon Dance as I go for the Play Rough and do a lot of damage, but it turns out he has the Lychee Berry, or Lychee Berry, however you say it, which means he can harvest that when he wants. Leaf Blade is going to destroy my Granbull. However, I can go into Lipard to circumvent this Tropius. Go for the Sucker Punch, he sees that coming a mile away, goes for the Roost, but of course I do have the Encore. But at this point, D-Dog the King, our opponent, has cottoned onto that, he knows that I'm going to go for the Encore. Lipard can really mess with the setup sweepers in that way. Gonna go for the knockoff on the incoming Lantern, who will be able to take me out with a Discharge, but that's fine. I do have the switch in that I can go into my Roselia. It's 2 against 4. It's not looking great, but Roselia is definitely my win condition here. I just need to play around the Kangaskhan. So, In comes the Kangaskhan after I take out the Lantern. I'm going to go into my physically defensive Quagsire, and he just goes straight for the Double Edge, which destroys half of my Haddock's health here in an instant. But I can live the next one after Lefty, so he is going to go into his Togetic as I go for a recover. So, he's going to go for a Wish as I drop a Toxic on him, and here, too late I realise what he's doing. I make the switch into Roselia as he passes his Wish into Kangaskhan. This is bad news bears for me because it means his Kangaskhan is now at a really nice amount of health, 75%, and I have to go back into Quagsire to take the Fake Out, which he goes for here and does nearly 20%. But he has to keep attacking me, he needs to get rid of this Quagsire, goes for the Double Edge, doing a huge amount, as I just go for the Scald, fishing for that burn, which I don't get. However, now he has to make the choice, does he save Kangaskhan for Roselia or take me out? He chooses the latter, but goes down to Double Edge Recoil, which I knew would happen, and now it's set up for Roselia to hopefully take the game. I do of course pack the Sludge Bomb. Tropius may be offensive, but I still have a higher base speed, I outspeed this thing, take out the Tropius, and now it's just the Togetic who does not have its Eviolite anymore, and a Sludge Bomb will do for the Togetic. Roselia helping me to take the game 1-0, a very, very close game, good game, D-Dog the King. Really unexpected to see that Dragon Dance offensive Tropius, you don't see it very often. People tend to look at Pokemon with Harvest and just instantly think, well, gotta go Sub-Citrus, got to be stalling, got to be leech seeding, got to be doing all that nasty stuff. Really sort of freshening things up with the offensive Dragon Dance variant of Tropius, which is rare, but it's nice to see it now and again. But that is going to be it from this battle and indeed this video. Thank you very much for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed, and you know, this is a team that I do want to session with sometime in the future, so keep your eyes peeled. But as I say, that's going to be it from me for today. Thanks once again for watching, and I guess I will see you all next time. Laters!